So today I'm back with another video, and today I'm gonna be talking about things that I know that I just don't believe in with spirituality anymore. So I had my spiritual awakening when I was 17. Um, I used to see some crazy stuff. First off, I'm gonna say if you're young having a spiritual awakening, please don't be on your phone all day watching spiritual people. I'm not gonna lie. I was detoxing when I did what I did at 17. But anyway, yeah, because these spiritual people will try to convince you. Now, if you're 20 and you're 30, maybe it is time for you to be alone and sit with yourself. But these people will try to convince you that you gotta live alone on an island, just eat fruit every day, and um just do nothing. That is not how you live life. First off, what I want to say is the first thing I want to go over is things I don't believe in anymore is everything happens for a reason. Now, I get what this is saying. For a deeper reason, they're saying that like everything that you go through, it isn't random, you know, and you know, I get that, but that doesn't mean you gotta just accept everything. I mean, that doesn't mean you can complain, sit around all day either. But that doesn't mean, you know what I mean, you can't have feelings towards your human experience. You can't wish things have gone a different way. You can't have regrets. And I'm not saying like, here's the thing about regrets. It's like with regrets, I feel like it's okay to have regrets. I feel like everybody has regrets unless you're just like, you know what I mean? Like really just that mature. But like, I feel like you should learn from your regrets. Like, like let's say you regret it. Now, I don't think you should be to the point where you're like beating yourself up over it, but I feel like it should be like in a healthy way. Like, okay, when I was like that age, I wish I did this or I wish I did that. And then, you just realize, from now on, I'm going to just do whatever I want. I'm going to just do what I want to do, or I'm going to just do something even if I feel scared, or even if I don't got the money right now, or, even if it's really tight. I feel like you should learn from your regrets, but like, I don't feel like you shouldn't have regrets. And with most of the spiritual stuff, it could be spiritual bypassing. Like, I'm 21 right now. Really had my awakening at 16, but I was really deep into the stuff at 17. But like, I really realized that a lot of the stuff I was doing at 17 was spiritual bypassing. Spiritual bypassing is when you use spirituality so you don't have to fix your real reality. So, you just say, oh, I'm gonna meditate all day, or I'm gonna go, you know what I mean? You just do stuff so you don't have to really so you don't have to focus on, you know what I mean? Like fixing your 3D reality. Like, I was really spiritual, as a teenager, but like, I don't know. I was really using spirituality to distract myself from like, wanting to have friends, wanting to have a girlfriend. I don't know, just like my insecurities, just like my flaws. But I'm not gonna get too into that. But they say that when you're spiritual, you got to be careful, because they say a lot of people use spirituality as a cover up. And I've met people like that. Like, I met people. I don't know. Some people, you got to be careful when you meet spiritual people too, because some people will use spirituality to like be manipulative, or they'll take advantage of you. Isn't that like what the church people used to do? They used to have that big basket, and they used to be like, "Oh yeah, this going to God right here." How the hell you giving money to God when God ain't even alive? God is just energy. You know what I mean? So, that's one thing I realized about spirituality. Like, spirituality ain't even like, spirituality is so mainstream right now. With the chakras, most people don't even know what they are, or the crystals, and we're gonna get into that. It's like, you know what I mean? You don't know who's really spiritual, or who's not. Like, like a lot of people are fake spiritual. A lot of people just wear crystal, but they don't really know anything. Or what you see is people will try to be spiritual, and it's because everybody isn't meant to be spiritual, because being spiritual is a very deep thing. Like, not Christianity. Like, when you truly are just like, you just say, F this world, I'm gonna look inside myself. That's not an easy thing to do, and no, most people in this lifetime won't do that. And I feel like that's part of the reason why everyone is dying, but we can go into that another time. But like, yeah, spirituality is definitely a very deep thing, and I definitely don't think it's for everybody either. But a lot of people are just like, and that's why it's just so dangerous, because like a lot of people think it's just being vegan, but with being vegan, that comes with a lot, because you know what I mean. Like, it's just a lot, this spiritual path that you just don't be getting, that these teachers don't be telling you, because they're just trying to make some money. So you really got to be careful. I'm really glad that spirituality isn't. I mean, I don't really be on social media as much, so I don't really know if it is, but from what I be seeing on my timeline, I'm really glad spirituality isn't as trendy as it used to be, because I feel like it misguided a lot of people. I'm just glad that, I was just smart enough to catch myself, because, I remember I would meet some, so it's just a lot. But yeah, everything happens for a reason. I think a lot of people just use that as a way to just, I don't know, not really look into their problems or try to change their life, or not try to go deeper. That's just something they just say to just, you know what I mean, try to make sense of things. But what's the reason? So, that's one thing. Another thing is crystals. I'm not gonna lie. I think I never really been a crystal person anyway, but I know some people who do use it. I'm gonna just be honest. I don't think crystals are as I don't think crystals really are that powerful. I feel like when they say you got to charge it, put it in water. In fact, I threw all my crystals away. I used to have like a good 4 or 5 of them. I threw them away because I was just like, and I just threw them away not too long ago, like a week or two ago, because I just didn't see the point of having it. I didn't feel like it was helping me. I feel like crystals, some people say they help, some people say it doesn't. But me personally, I feel like, if you believe they're powerful, and you believe they work, then then they work. But, I don't think it's just some magical rock that just changes your reality. You still got to put in the work, manifestation work. What else was I gonna say? Yeah, I see a lot of people that wear crystals, but you know what I mean. Past that, that's just all there is. Third thing is the Illuminati, the government, aliens. I don't believe in aliens. I think Earth is flat, and I don't think it's possible for aliens to exist. I know they say the Anunnaki, but a lot of these stories are just about us. And then another thing I don't believe in is the government. Like they say there's this secret society that's out to get you. Excuse me, I don't believe in that anymore. I feel like life is just a game, and I feel like we really all create our own reality. And I feel like if you believe that there's a government out to get you, then that's going to be what it is for you. I feel like that's what they want us to believe. I feel like if you just try to better yourself and be healthy and try to just take care of yourself, I feel like you'll see that in the world around you. Of course, you're still going to go through things. You're still going to have your hardships. You're still going to have your tears. You're still going to have your insecurities and doubts. But, the way the outside world is, I feel like that's based off of who you are as a person. Like, I live in Baltimore. I live in the hood now. I haven't been outside in a while. And, sometimes you just are going to see crazy things. Like, I was at the grocery store today. Like, but you know what I mean? Like, when your energy is good and, you know who you are, and, like, when it's your time to go, you're going to die. You really don't, you really just don't stress about this world too much. But, like, I really just, like, my reality is just, well, no, I do be going through some dark things, but, that's a part of life on earth. I think, as long as we're alive, we're going to experience the good and the bad. I just think that's how earth is made. I don't think earth is made to be all happy and good and peaceful. So, yeah. Another thing I don't believe about spirituality is that it's just all love and light. In fact, I think a lot of spirituality is darkness, depression, doubts, questioning, because you got the dark night of the soul, and people like to say when you turn spiritual, it's like your reality just turns around and you're just happy all the time and you're back to that inner kid state. That does happen to some people, but if you went through a lot of trauma, or you had a traumatic past life, just stuff like that, then you got some work to do before you get to that state. Like me, I've been going through depression for the last couple of years, so, and at 17 I was very lost. I was spiritual, very spiritual, but I was very lost in myself. I didn't have a strong sense of self. I didn't really love myself. I tried to lie to myself about a lot of things. I wouldn't say I was disconnected from myself, but I was very hurt. I felt very lonely. I felt very lonely inside, So it's just a lot, it's not a easy path, and a lot of spiritual people try to do is spiritually bypass life. And I've been around people like that, or, you got spiritual people who don't know that they create their own reality. So yeah, that's today's video. This is just questioning spirituality, or just talking about spirituality. And if you're new and you just got on this spiritual journey, don't watch a lot of spiritual videos. Go outside, have a social life, drink. Oh, and here's another thing, one more thing. Drinking and smoking. This is a big one. I know y'all be hearing people say drinking and smoking lowers your vibration. That is not true. That is not true. Like, if you're spiritual and you're like in high school or you're in college, have sex. Because I don't want have fun, go out, party, drink. Because, go do this. I know when I was young, not when I was young, but, I know I used to, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's okay to have fun. Like, you don't have to just be just all higher up, like no memories or anything, Go on 2 mans with your friends. Like, you know what I mean? Like, don't, like, live life and have fun, but, like, don't do it too much to the point where you forget, or you just, like, chase the 3D material world. But, like, don't be too spiritual or so up there, because, you got to think about it. Like, one day we're all going to die. Like, I don't think people will realize that. Like, we're all going to die. And, like, there's ways to detox your body from alcohol, because I'm vegan. There's ways to detox your lungs from smoking. Now, don't smoke every day, but if you're at a party, and you're out with friends, drink, take some shots, smoke, now don't do it every day. Don't just drink, but if you're at a party, go and take that shot. Go and smoke with your friends. Like, it's not that serious. Like, we're all going to die one day. And to be honest, the way everyone's dying on this plane, It could be you. So just have fun, live life, you know. Don't be like don't be so spiritual to the point where you don't have fun, or where you don't go out with your friends, or you know, just stuff like that, because this spiritual path is already lonely and hard as it is. Like when you're spiritual, life is like 10 times harder. And that's not only because of finances, it's because of like you just don't see life the same as everyone else, especially if you're at a young age, because you know, everyone else is like just worried about being in a relationship, not being alone, you know, worried about having I don't know, followers. I don't know what that. I don't know. I don't be talking to people. But, you know, everyone else our age, they're not on to this stuff. They're not on, you know, their higher selves, past lives. So, you know, it's already hard meeting people. It's already confusing. It's already lonely. It's already dark. So, you know, if you can, just live life, have fun, you know, and please do not be on your phone all day looking at spiritual YouTubers. Like, do something. But that's that for this video. And yeah.